Well, fingers crossed we've gone live. Who knows? Hopefully we have. And if, oh, going the wrong way. And if we are live, if anybody is watching, I would greatly appreciate you making a little comment to let me know you're there. Got lots to tell you about today. Oh, I'm going to just tip that up a bit because I think you're losing me. It's a bit better, I think. We'll find out in a minute. Well, it says I'm connected to Facebook and YouTube, so hopefully a few of you are going to join us and we can show you a few of our, a couple of demos, a couple of little cards to show you for those of you that missed all of our new release. Hopefully you can join us. Hello, Carol. Hello, Heather. Hope you are both well. And, we've got from both, so I'm assuming, hi, Eileen. Hi, Tina. I'm assuming we're on both. Lovely to see you all this evening. Excuse me. So how's everybody's weeks been? 2 weeks been? It's been chaos for us. It's been absolutely mad. And another 2 weeks of madness, and then we calm down for a little bit. Well, as calm as our life ever is these days, hey? So today we are going... I was going to switch that off, but I think I'm going to take that one off for a moment. So today I'm going to be showing you a couple of cards. Thank you, Martin. There are a couple of samples that I had done for TV, but obviously everything kept selling out really fast. So those of you that did buy from us on the TV, thank you very much. We very much appreciate it. Another Tina, hello. Tina and Tina. I hope you're ready for your workshop this weekend, ladies. It's going to be a busy one. Hi, Jules. Hi, Margaret. Jules, I've got your parcel. It will come with me for Saturday. It's going to come with me tomorrow, but it'll be there for you for Saturday. So we have got a couple of things to show you first. So what I'm going to do is, if I quickly run through the latest release with you that we just sent out, and then I've got everything set up here, but you'll see the colours and things that we're going to be using. So this is kind of what's going on today. First of all, we'll run through these really quickly. So we've got Floral Best, Happy Birthday, which you've got the butterfly, you've got the lovely corner. Hi, Margaret, you've got the Happy Birthday and Be the Best Version of You. And then we have got Wallflower, Have a Fabulous Birthday. If everyone had a friend like you, the world would be a better place. Sending well wishes your way. And then you've got the larger and the small corners. Pleased to say that Balloon Gifts is now back in stock again. How long it will be in stock for, I don't know, because over 50% of the stock that we had coming in was already sold. And then we told everybody it was back in, and nearly all of that's gone again. So fingers crossed it will be here, still in stock for a few weeks. I'm trying. Then we've got Perfect Colour. You're in our thoughts and just wanted to say hello. And then we've got All About Flowers. Just a little happy mail to brighten your day. Good luck today, and sending you a big hug so that it's there when you need it. And obviously you get the 2 big flower sets as well. Sorry, the light's bouncing, but I'm trying to angle it so that you can see it. And then we have the Flower Head Stencil, which is also back in stock. Yeah, again, that one sold out on our website as quickly as it did on the TV. So, yeah, that one's now back in stock. And then we have got, hi, Elizabeth, the Cross Stitch Stencil. Love this stencil. You can do so much with it. Abstract Dots is back in stock. So grab that while you can. And last but not least, we have Stepping Stones, which is also back in stock. Just went mad. Our website sold out. The TV sold out. Everything was selling out faster than we could restock them, which is great for us. So thank you all very much. We do really appreciate it. And just to let you know as well, really quickly, the dies are all now back in stock again. I said I wasn't bringing them back, but lots of you nagged me until we did. Balloons is almost all gone again. We have got another delivery of balloons coming in because we have got so many people still asking us for it. So that is also coming back in. And obviously we've got Vintage Flowers back in. We've got Starry Eye dies back in. We've got Little Lilies and Leaves die back in. And we've got Trio of Flowers die back in. So that's all of the bits and pieces. So what are we working with today? Right. We are going to be playing with Wallflowers and Floral Best. We're doing 2 cards tonight. They're really quick cards to make. We'll also be using white cardstock and black cardstock. We are also using some watercolour card. I haven't put my watercolour card out because there are so many different ones on the market, and some work for some and some work for others. And I've just remembered I haven't got my blending pen out, so I need to get that out while I'm talking to you. So yeah, we're using the black cardstock and the white cardstock. Oh, but the balloon die's fab, isn't it? You can do so much with it, and it's for literally every single occasion you can think of. You can use it. Now I can't find my blender pen just because I didn't get it out before we were live. And I've put it in one of those really safe spots that I can never remember where they are. I think that is the one I need. Oh, that's the one I'm going for anyway. So if we bring them all out, one of them will work, won't it? I've got that many of them. And unfortunately, they are still out of stock with our UK suppliers, so hang on in there. I'm sorry, I know you've got a blank screen, but I am still here. Right, sorry. So yeah, we are using the black and white cardstock and watercolour cardstock. There are so many on the market. The one I use at the moment isn't my favourite. It works really well, but it isn't my favourite. It's a bit creamy for me. I like a stark white one, so I am looking for another one. And if I do find one, I will tell you which one it is. Then we've got Abandoned Coral, Carved Pumpkin, and Crackling Campfire in the Distress Oxides. We are using blending brushes. I haven't got any new ones here with me. Sorry, I completely forgot to pick them up. We're using Crystal Clear Embossing Powder, our sticky glue that comes in the 2 sizes. I'm trying to work this out so that we've got everything out that I need. We've got the Versa Fine Onyx Black. We're using the anti-static bag. And then the colours. I've got lots of colours out, but you don't have to use all these colours. This is just the card that I'm making uses these particular colours. So we've got Bright Yellow, which is 52. We've got Wine Red, which is 24. We've got a Blender Pen, which is 9.99. We have also got a Lilac, which is 83. A Light Violet, which is 81. Yellow 50. Yellow Green 53. English Lavender 803. Orange 70. And last but not least, Mid Green 46. You do not have to use all those colours. It will work lovely just as a neutral colour. You can use paint with your paint brushes. You can do whatever works for you. Right, so we've cleared the decks. Ish. And we'll get started. So check me out with all my measurements. Aha, look at me. It did work. Hey, can't always guarantee it's going to. You never know with me in that technology. Good evening, Kim. I don't think, Kim, you've been on with us before, so thank you for joining us. I hope you enjoy your evening. So, sizes tonight. Let me grab that card so we've got the right one. They are quite quick cards to make, which is always lovely. So we've got 1 8x8 cardstock. Oh, card blank, sorry, I should have said. 1 8x8 card blank. We've got a piece of black, which is 7 3/4 by 7 3/4. You'll all be pleased to hear it's a very simple sized cards. Then we've got the white cardstock, which is 7.5 by 7.5. Then we have another black, which is 6 3/4 square, and 7 3/4 square, 7-inch square, and a white piece, which is 6 3/4. Look, it's even written there, and I can't get it right. Good grief. Anyway, and what I forgot to mention, I'm going to whip that off for a second. And which side are we on? I think it's that side. So if you scan this little QR code here, it will take you to our website. If you click on new, it will take you to all the new products that I've just shown you this evening. So I'm just going to show you the first card first, the measurements for the second one. I'll show you when we get to that one, if we manage to get to that one. If we don't, then it will be ready for the next one. So I'm going to take my Make Art Station, and we are going to take our smallest white piece we're going to work on first. Do I need to home in on that? To come in a little bit. Can't go any further with this when I've got my inks up there, so we will move the inks down so I can get my camp. There we go, that's a bit better, isn't it? We'll just have to work with these in a different place. Don't know what's going on there, why it doesn't want to play today. Let's see, what do I want these in? Now I've muddled up my lids. There we go. So we have got, as I say, crackling campfire, carved pumpkin, and abandoned coral. So Kim, are you new to joining us? Have we seen you on before with us? I can't remember. It's not a name I remembered, but if you have been with us, I apologise if I've missed you. Right, so we are going to start with, I think I'm going to swap those around because I want the orange last. Right, so this is one of my favourite techniques. We have got our Make Art Station, which has got grids on. If you haven't got grids, you need to kind of try and get this as straight a line as you can. I'm going to give myself about 3/4 of an inch all the way around. So I line this up as best I can. If it's not perfect, it's not the end of the world. It's just nice if it is fairly straight. But it isn't a complete deal breaker if it's not. I think we look fairly straight there. I might just cheat and lift this. Oh, no, that one's not going to be straight, is it? I have got one of these already done, so I'm really only just doing this to show you the technique. So I don't know what I'm getting that worked up about it for, but I clearly am. Right, so we're going to start with our crackling campfire. And I'm not going to go on full heavy mode. I'm just going to go on lightly and build it up. So we're kind of working around the corner. And you're just going to keep going over. First live, Kim. I didn't think we'd seen you before, so welcome. Glad you could join us. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Well, it's lovely that you joined us, Kim. Sorry to hear about your diagnosis. Hopefully you are fighting it like a trooper. And believe it or not, a lot of us get into it, Carol, as something to do for our mind. I got in it when I signed off work sick 20 years ago. Hi, Cheryl. And I was signed off work sick, and it was when Create and Craft just started and I couldn't cope with daytime TV anymore. I started flicking through and found Create and Craft. My mum had just started making cards as well. And when I went back to work, I took all my cards that I'd made with me just to show the girls in the office. And I came back with one left in the box. So that's kind of where my career took me. It is very addictive, Margaret, you're right. But Kim, hopefully you're fighting that battle and you will come out the other side with a hobby as well. So that's our carved pumpkin. It does look a bit weird to begin with. You're going to be working on this. It's going to build up. So don't panic if it doesn't all come out beautifully. And I've said this before, if you're not a confident blender, then work with lighter colours. And the worst that can happen, you have to get another piece of card. It's not the end of the world. So you just keep working those colours. And then last but not least, I'm going in with the cherry blossom. Oh, cherry blossom, where did that come from? The carved pumpkin. Or if you're really not confident, grab yourself one of the stencils. Let me see, let me grab one from my box that's up here. Completely random stencil will be grabbed as soon as I can reach them. I've put them all in my box nice and tidy. That's never a good start, is it? Don't do tidy. If I wasn't tidy, I'd have found what I wanted by now. Ugh. Nope, not that one. I was going to show you one of our newer ones. Hang on a minute, ladies and gents. I'm coming back. So you could just grab your stepping stone stencil if you weren't hugely confident with this. Place it in the corner and use that to give you your corner, so to speak. Ooh, pair of you are at it now, Kim. Well, it gives you something to do together, doesn't it? If you're not feeling up to anything much, grab a piece of card and a stamp and away you go. So, with my final colour, I do tend to kind of work all the way over, because I think if there's a line where it's not blending particularly well, you can kind of desperately see those two colours together. If you go over them all with your first colour, it will help to fill in any of those gaps, basically. But don't panic. You are making a handmade card. It's not a masterpiece. Just remember that. Once you've built it up to whatever you want to do, as I say, I have got one done. So spend a little bit of time doing it. You're not in a rush to make a card. You're here to enjoy it. You take that away. You'll end up with your clean lines and your image that we are going to stamp on. So you do need to leave this to dry. So obviously I did one previously. So this is what I have got. I think, do you know, the amount of people that say that they just got hooked by a friend or, hi Michelle. Oh, how can you forget us, Michelle? Now, I don't know if is that Parent Kits. Am I saying it right? What a fab name, if that is what your name is. I hope I've said it right. Sorry if I haven't. So this is what you're going to end up with. So you've got your clean lines. This is quite a clean, although it's got, that's a really odd thing to say. It's a clean, messy card because the inks can get a bit messy. And then we're going to do a really clean image on it. So I've taken my magnetic board away. I think maybe I'm a little bit too close now, am I? Come out a little bit. There we go. So this is going to be your layer under here. This is going to be your base layer. And then obviously you've got your card blank. So I'm now going to, well, again, while these are all drying, you've still got other jobs you can work on. So it's entirely up to you which colour you're going to go with. I'm just going to go with our crackling campfire here. And I'm just going around it. Now, obviously, I started off my page. So if you're new to this blending lark, start off the page and work onto the page. That way, hopefully, you'll get a fairly even coverage of your ink as you blend on here. You will then match it up to your darkest section, really. I tend to go to that point. But it doesn't have to be perfect. You are just adding some colour to a white cardstock. I did wonder if it was Karen. I have another I have a very good friend who's a teacher, and he actually has his name on there backwards. Evening, Amanda. 2 more sleeps to the workshop. Don't put any pressure on me, Amanda. I haven't written the instructions yet. Tomorrow afternoon is prep work and instructions. Fingers crossed. That's the plan anyway. Right, so we've inked all the way around the edge. Simple as. I forgot to get my microfiber cloth, so I'm afraid we're on wet wipes this evening. That kind of sums up my day too. It's been a bit of a... We had a lovely day, actually. We did meet up with some friends. They popped over to see us that I haven't seen for ages. We haven't seen them since last summer. And then... So that was nice to catch up with them before they headed off to the airport, which was lovely. And then, what else have we done? Then I was Loving. I know you do, Amanda. Why do you think I'm doing them? Because you all love an instruction. And I've asked for a microphone again, everybody. For those of you that don't know, there's a few ladies on here that join me for the workshops that we run up and down the country. And we've got our first workshop of the season, of our spring season, this coming weekend. And there's a few of the ladies on here. Hi, Carol. Actually, quite a lot of you on here tonight. And I'm pleased to say, Carol, some of the shortbread even made it home. It was beautiful. Thank you very much. Carol brought us shortbread. Linda brought us a beautiful cake to take, 2 beautiful cakes to take home, and 3 slices of cake pre-cut ready for us to eat at the show to keep us going, because the shows can be a bit manic. So it's a grab and go food situation at a show. Right, so that's our first layer down. Why am I not getting this on here evenly? Still not. Okay, we'll blame the card. So there is our layer. First layer down. Put 2 pieces together, stick them on your card. It's 2 more pieces less to lose. Those of you who haven't seen this before, I do that all the time. I build my cards as I'm going, then I can't lose the pieces. Oh, Carol. Thank you, but you shouldn't keep doing this to me, you lot. So we've got our stamped image. We're then going to go with our wallflower stamp, and it's the larger one of the 2 that we're using. And our VersaFine Onyx Black. If you are inking this and then stamping, please go in and wait for this to dry. You can speed it up a little bit with a heat gun, but I don't like to do that. I like to let it air dry, because otherwise you get a bit of a wave going sometimes, and that just makes it a bit more difficult to work with. Hi, Jill. Poor Jill was supposed to have an operation this week, and they phoned up and cancelled it. But it does mean that next week, sorry. And it does mean that she can still come to our workshop. So there are pluses, Jill. So we're inking our stamp up. It's a big stamp, so take some time to put the ink on. VersaFine Onyx Black, lots of little light taps. Don't be tempted to give it a good shove to get the ink on there. It's got quite a lot of fine detail on this stamp, and you want the stamp to pick up that detail. And your stamped image to print out that detail. So lots of little light taps rather than huge amounts of pressure. And then we are going to stamp this. I think we're going to go slightly off the page, off the image, the inked bit, because I like doing that. Here we go. We've got a bit of a wobble going on the table. I have to kick the legs out, I think. See if I can stop that wobble. There we go, it's a bit better. So lots of pressure just to get all of that ink transferred onto cardstock. Pull that away, and then we are going to quickly, and I haven't got my piece of card here for the embossing powder, so we're going to use the inside of the card. We're going to take the crystal clear embossing powder and ink that stamp up. Light little tap. Don't be tempted to give it a good old flick. Look, you can see I didn't like what I did on the first time. I never ever get rid of pieces of paper. I'm a bit of a hoarder. A lot of a hoarder, Martin would say. So we're going to pop that back in the pot. And put my card to one side again. And then we're going to take the heat tool. Got a long wire from nowhere all of a sudden. We're going to heat this up from underneath. For those of you that haven't watched this before, I do it from underneath because with the heat gun, there's a little bit of air that blows out of this. And because VersaFine Onyx Black isn't necessarily an ink that likes embossing powder, it will stop it jumping about. Particularly if you're going to colour these, it's better if you can master the underneath technique. The other thing, before I put the heat gun on, is because we've stamped onto oxide, and there's a little bit of oxide underneath my cardstock, It may smoke a little. I do take my heat gun away every time that happens. Do not let your cardstock cook. You want to cook the paper, not the embossing powder, not the cardstock. So we just work with it. If you've never done this before, you heat from underneath. If you're heating from underneath, and you're just moving the heat gun along as that powder melts. I'm trying to watch the powder and watch where I take the camera to keep it in the shot as well, so you can all see what I'm actually doing. It does get hot under there, so mind your fingers, everybody. Glad you like it, Kim. So again, when you do heat emboss, you do get a slight warping of your card. So while it's still warm, give it a wiggle. If you can, leave it for a little while. It will relax. And once it's relaxed, you will hopefully end up with something like this. See how many stages I've got? Good grief, check me out. I'm going to pop a couple of little gems in there, I think. I wasn't planning on it, but I've just seen that and I think it could do with a couple of little gems if I've got some black ones. If not, I'll add them on and put pictures on. Oh, I might even look to see if I've got some orange ones. Bear with me. Sometimes I have some random colours floating around. Nope, I'm not going to have one that's going to go with it, so it will have some black. Yay. So I'm going to pop a couple of little black gems in it, but I'm not going to colour the flowers. I quite like them like that. So then we are going to layer this one onto here. I told you it was a quickish card. Layer this one up here. I mentioned the TV earlier. So we have got, I've lost my little sentiment that's coming on here. We have got all the videos from our previous TV shows available on our website. The last TV show, they still haven't managed to get them through to us because they're on their birthday weekend. It's so busy. So they haven't got those ones through to us yet, but they will be loaded up as well. So if you've got any of the new collection, so that's going on there. Now, yeah, I was wondering whether I should maybe ink around the edge, but I quite like it quite stark. That's my choice. It's up to you whether that's how you do it. Right, so again, we're going to ink that up. I like this as a clean lined, simple card. And then we're going to do that one. And then I've already pre-done my sentiment. If everyone had a friend like you, the world would be a better place. We've all got that friend. I've got quite a few like that, actually, that you know that you could ring at any time of the day or night and they would jump and help. Which is a very nice thing to say, because not everybody's like that. So, as always, I've got some foam pads on there, so I'm going to put a little bit of glue on the back here. Now this card, and I say this all the time, our biggest image is no bigger than a 6x6 card. So you could easily work this to a 6x6 card if you wanted to. And I'm going to have to use the camera, I think, to get this. Oh, sorry people, I've got to bring it in a little bit to get my sentiment where I want it. I'm going to pop the sentiment on there. Because I've put some glue on the back, it gives me some wiggle room to make sure that that's on there straight. I'm going to just pop those little gems. I have a pair of tweezers somewhere that are like my go-to product, and I can't find them. I put them somewhere really safe, so I'm going to have to try and do this with my fingers. We'll see how that works. I think they could probably do with a bigger gem. I've only got little black ones, so we're going to put 2 or 3 in the middle. I think that will still work just fine. That actually works quite nice with the 3 in the middle. needed a little bit of dimension in here. You could put a crystal one in there as well if you wanted to. A crystal clear one would still look nice on here. I don't remember the last time I put gems on without a pair of tweezers. We're managing. Nearly there. You two can't get there too early. I've got to have time to finish setting up. Amanda and Tina commenting, what time are you getting there? Please don't get there too early, ladies. Right. So that is, we're not quite finished. What do I always say? Carry the image onto the inside. So that's what we're going to do. But I'm not going to heat emboss it. Carol, it was lovely to see you. It was on Saturday at Sandown. It was funny because I looked over at Lucy and Paul and they were also eating your fabulous shortbread. It's the best. Right, again, pop the image down. Remember, the cardstock that I'm using here isn't super smooth cardstock. It's not going to give you quite the crisp as image as we got on that front one. But that's the cardstock that we've got here because the cardstock for our cards isn't super smooth. It still gives you a blooming good image, but it's not, doesn't necessarily always come out perfectly. And if you wanted to, you could even colour those flowers in so that you tied in the orange that you've got on here to colouring in your flowers on the inside if you want to. Amanda, I know you could always help, bless you, but you're not there to help, you're there to enjoy. So that's card number 1 done. I'm going to pop that to one side somewhere. If you could see what goes on behind closed doors, so to speak, the bit that you don't see on my desk. You'd understand why I can never find space. Right, so that's our orange one and our wallflowers card finished. Give me 2 seconds and I'll grab the next one. So we are going to go in with second card. Pat, you can't forget us. But you did. I'll forgive you this time, Pat. Right, so second card, you are going to require a 7x7 card. You are also going to require a piece of black cardstock, which is 6 3/4 by 6 3/4. Elizabeth, you'll be told probably the beginning of next week or the end of next week. Depends if I get it done before we have to leave for the next workshops. But don't panic, it's nothing scary. And then a piece of watercolour cardstock on the top. You also need, if you want it, and I had it here a minute ago, but I don't know where it's gone. There it is. A smaller piece of watercolour cardstock, just in case, or if you want to do any extras to go with your card. Did I just give you a sneak peek of what we're going to do? I think I did. Right, so we're not doing anything to the black at all except sticking it down. You're not going to like the measurements on Saturday, Amanda. Woo-hoo! That's what these are all about, Kim, making sure you've got ideas to work with, and hopefully you'll see some of our other videos and get a few more. Right, first layer down, black cardstock done, down. Nothing else done. Hi, Marianne. You were in there quietly. So we've got our piece of watercolour cardstock. We are going to grab anti-static bag and just wipe that over. Pat, 4.5 hours in the garden. It has been a beautiful day. I don't know if it is where you are, but it has been a beautiful day here. We sat out in the garden with a cup of tea when our friends came to visit today, and it was really lovely. So, simple, easy measurements. Watercolour cardstock, 6.5 inch square. Black, 6 3/4 inch square on a 7-inch card, and your scrap for the extra butterfly if you want to do it. We are using Floral Best for this stamp set. For this card. Floor Best stamp set for this card. Oh dear, it's been a day. It's been a day. And then we are going to use again our VersaFine Onyx Black. Now again, watercolour cardstock isn't completely smooth, so give yourself a break. If it doesn't come out perfectly, don't panic. It's a handmade card. It doesn't have to be perfect. I'm saying that and you know I would get really cross, but you know what I mean. Oh, didn't want to do that, didn't want to do that. Want to take that one off as well. There we go, so you can see what we're doing. For some reason I seem really close and I've drawn it out a couple of times, but it's not. Oh, maybe that's too far. We'll see how we go. Come in a little bit, I think. Sorry everybody, I just seem to kind of be right in your face. Carol, what are you knowing? What's happened? Right, again, lots of little taps on your ink with your ink pad on your stamp. Then we are going to place this down. Good job I've had my roots done, because you might get my head in your camera in a minute. In the camera. Place that down and give it a good push. Allow that ink to soak into the cardstock. Give it time. Don't rush it. Oh yeah, today. Actually, have you got a workshop? No cutting out. Amanda, no fussy cutting. You'll be pleased to hear. Unless you wanted to cut some, and you can always cut some if you want to. But no, there's no fussy cutting. A little bit of colouring. No fussy cutting. So, stamped image. Crystal clear embossing powder over the top. And again, I haven't got my piece of card, so give that a shuffle. Put the excess and just a little light tap. We've got to get the excess back. I've just realised I've got a pearl card here. I wasn't planning on that being pearl, but it is. Okie doke. I have done this one again, prepped ready. There's one finished to show you. So I thought you'd like that, Amanda. So again, we're going to heat from underneath. So Kim, if you're still watching, I don't know if you are, I was just wondering, obviously you're new to us, where you found us. It would be nice to know, because I'm nosy. Again, mind your hands and your fingers when you're heating from underneath, it gets hot. Thank you, Carol. I'm glad you like it. You can't read it. Carol's comment, she put beautiful. That's a beautiful stamp. Thank you. I forgot I can share your comments, can't I? So again, give that a little bit of a wiggle while it's still warm. So we're going to do a little bit of colouring. So if you wanted to, using your scrap piece, stamp your butterfly out, heat emboss it like we just did, then you've got to cut a little bit out. Oh, that's what we like to hear, Kim. And I've given a little bit of shape to the wings, just literally by wrapping it around my finger, or if you've got a paintbrush or anything like that. Amanda, does it take you 2 hours to get to us at that workshop? I'm amazed. Or is that with a Starbucks stop on the way? Oh, let you all know there's a Costa Coffee just across the car park now. Well, just before you turn in as you come off the motorway, there is a Costa Coffee right beside us. So if you wanted to call in there as well, Amanda, you can. Right, so there you go. So we've stamped our image out. We have got a sentiment that I'm going to put on here. If you want to, you can do it all at once. Pop your sentiment on there, stamp it out. If you're not confident enough to stamp straight onto your image, then I would recommend you did that first, because you don't want to spend all the time colouring this in and then stamp on there, or do it so that you've got it's not got a sentiment on it. It's not the right sentiment, but do it so that you've done a separate sentiment. Oh, Amanda, we have to share that we have to share that. Let me work out how to share it again. I can't remember. There we go. So Amanda has said, had the best compliment today. The cards I posted recently, I delivered this week at work. They thought they were shop bought, is what it should say on there, but it doesn't give the whole comment. That's really nice, Amanda. Well done. They were beautiful cards. You shared them on Facebook and they were lovely. So well done. I think that takes it off there now. There we go. So can we have workshops up and down the country? We have, we've got one this weekend in Suffolk. The next one is, where are we then? We go to Wigan, or just outside Wigan. And then we're going across to Newcastle, so Wigan is next Thursday, then Newcastle next Saturday. And then we are also in Portsmouth at the end of March and in Coventry the second weekend in April. So we travel all over. Whereabouts are you, Kim? Right, so again, we're going in with all these random colours. And Amanda's going to have kittens because I'm about to do what she hates us doing. She can't do this with her pen, but you can colour it however you want. These particular pens, I'm going to put the colour down on my craft mat. I'm going to take my blending tool and I'm going to pick up some of that colour. And I'm going to go into, and let's home in a little bit more here. There we go. And then I'm just going to go onto the image and using that blending pen, pull out that colour. The fact that you're on watercolour cardstock, you don't have to do this. There's lots of different techniques, so you can just go straight in onto your image and then take your blender pen and work that out. Pull the colour through. Remember to always blot Gloucestershire. Probably our Coventry one, I think, would be our nearest. They will be released probably Sunday or Monday. Amanda, we've got new management in again on our hotel, so we're just waiting for them to confirm it. So you go in and you blot, and then we'll try another colour. So I'm going to go in and do this big pink flower here. So this is actually wine red colour. So I'm going to lay a little bit down and I do it section at a time. I've gone completely out of screen there, didn't I? So a section at a time, and I'm just going to pull that colour through. And I'm not going to make it beautifully perfect. It doesn't need to be perfect. It's watercolour. So if some colour petals are slightly darker or slightly lighter than others, it really doesn't matter. I do try and work petal by petal. I don't scribble all the way over. And that's purely because if you do get some lines or whatever, you don't want it to kind of be in chunks. Thank you, Amanda. So again, just pull that colour out. And it's very therapeutic colouring. If you haven't already tried it, give it a go. You can understand why it is something that people do to chill and to relax, and why they say it's good for your mind. They brought all those colouring books out for adults to use. Adult colouring, like instead of colouring in for your kids or your grandkids' books. You can go and do your own now. So you're going to keep working your way around with all these different colours until you're happy with what you've got. As I said, don't forget about your sentiment. You can stamp it on there directly, or you can pop it onto a separate piece of paper and then just mount it on there. That's entirely your choice. So we are going to end up with something along these lines. I forgot I've got 2 cards ready, so I will go back to my plain white one. And I've popped the sentiment on there. It'd be the best version of you. And I think that's a nice one to put on there. We've got lots of different colours on here. And then, oh, I forgot it was World Book Day today. How can I forget that? There's been loads of pictures on Facebook of all my friends' kids and grandkids for World Book Day. There's been some random books, but they work. So watercolour cardstock, pop in the glue all over the back, and then we'll pop that down. Remember, as you're colouring, please remember to blot it. You do not want to get this far along, stick it down and run your hand over there to make sure it's all stuck down and you smudge the whole thing all the way up, because you'll be really sad. So we've got our beautiful butterfly that we've already done. You don't have to layer it up. If you want to, you can pop yourself another butterfly going further up. And in fact, I think I might do that because I quite like that. Rather than just popping it on the top to layer that, I could have done too. So you've had a nice chilled day, Amanda. See, colouring in. And I'm going to put that up there, particularly if you have smudged something, which thankfully on this one I haven't. I'm going to do it so it's got a little bit of dimension on there. And if you wanted to, you could put the trail behind. You can put his antennae back on. I'm not going to cut round a piece of paper's worth of antennae. So you can see that I've done lots and lots of different colours on there. Thank you, Tina. Tina says, if you're not watching it on Facebook, you're watching us on YouTube. She said she's been saving to do some shopping on Saturday. Bless you, Tina. We've got some new faces there this week, so best behaviour, ladies. Right, so that's that card finished. Again, I would pop something in the middle, even just a little butterfly in the bottom corner, just to tie it all in together. I think it would be really cute. So they are our 2 cards for this evening. Quick and easy. Neither of them take a long time to do. I'm going to pull that back out so you can see them. I'm also going to pop that on there because I forgot to do that the other night. And then again, 2 completely different cards, but both really quick and easy. Nothing difficult. I don't do difficult. And make it as easy as you want it to be. And you can make it more complicated if you want to. You can colour them in. You can layer them up. You can do whatever you want. Remember, these are your cards. I'm just giving you an idea on what to do with them. And then hopefully you can all run with it. So this one here, we used our Floral Best with. And this one is Wallflowers. And you get that sentiment. Kim, you'll get lots of floral ideas from us, I can assure you. And as I said, we've got loads and loads of videos over on our website, which is, let me ping, I think it's on here. Is it? Live stream direct. I think we do. Or, here we go. There you go. So that's our website. It's coming up. We've got .co.uk or .com. Either will take you to the same place. There's loads and loads of videos on there with ideas on what you can do with your flowers as well. I couldn't possibly say, Heather. It's all a secret. But you will find out in a couple of just over a week's time, isn't it? So that's our 2 cards. Now you get me again, I'm afraid. Sorry. Remember, if you wrong way, that way. If you scan that QR code, it will take you to our website. So Kim, if you want to pop to the website, just grab your phone and you can scan it. And it will take you there and you can have a nosy round. We've got obviously everything on there. So you have a stamp that's sticking to a card that is torn. It sounds to me like if you try rinsing it in warm soapy water, it sounds to me like it might be an older stamp from somebody, or maybe one that's been imported from overseas. Ours are all made here. That maybe has not been cured properly. So it may be that it just needs a warm soapy water bath and leave it to air dry, but don't leave it sitting in the water for too long. And that might help. Give that a go, Kim. See you Saturday, Jules. Yeah, so what have we got to tell you about? I did have a notepad here with some information to tell you. And there we have it. So our next Facebook Live is 2 weeks today, the 20th of March. Some of you may remember, if you watched our TV show, we were going to be on TV on the 17th of March. Unfortunately, a few things have come up, which means I'm not going to be able to make that show. So we are not going to be on TV now until the 10th of April, which is going to be a good one because it's for my birthday and for our Stamps birthdays, because it's our, believe it or not, being only 11 years with our own products. So yeah, it's a long time. So the next Facebook Live will be the 20th of March. Then we will be, obviously you've heard me mention the workshops. We're out and about on workshops. So we are in Suffolk this Saturday. Then we go to Wigan for Thursday. And then we go to Newcastle for Saturday. So if you're around and you want to pop in, the shop is there. So you are welcome to just pop in and say hello. And if you're in need of any Honeydew Crafts products, they will be there. Then we have Stamporama in Southampton on the 23rd of March. If you are coming to that event, it starts at 11 o'clock. So we're 11 till 4 on that one. So be aware of that. Then we're down in Portsmouth again for another workshop. And that is, I believe, the 28th-ish. I think it's the 28th of March. And then back up to Newcastle again for Craftorama on the 6th of April. Can you believe I've gone one end of the country and back again? Not yet, Amanda. I will know more tomorrow. Hopefully we'll have some for tomorrow. Oh, let me know, Marianne, if you get it finished in time. I reckon you can do that in half an hour. I did it, even showing you everything in 15 minutes. All I had to do extra was wait for that cardstock to dry. The paint, all you have to do is wait for that to dry. Heat it up with your heat gun and you'll be able to do it. Right, so I think that's everything. I hope you've all enjoyed the live this evening. I'm going to whip that off for a second so I can talk to you. Oh, there we go. That's a reminder for me too. We would love it if you could like and subscribe to our Facebook and YouTube. Share it as much as you can. We try and put as much information on there as possible. But obviously there's lots of people doing Facebook's and YouTube's lives now. So it would be great if you can hand that out to everybody and post it. And hopefully we'll get a few more joining us each week on our lives. I hope you've enjoyed yourself. Kim, welcome, and hopefully you'll join us again in a couple of weeks' time. Everybody else, thank you once again for joining me. We love having a bit of a catch-up with you all. And those of you that are coming, we will see you at the workshops. Have a lovely evening, and we will see you again soon. Take care, everybody. Bye.